Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the phylum Chordata. So vertebrates come under the phylum Chordata, means they all have a notochord. What is notochord? It is a rod of flexible tissue running from the head to the tail, and notochord form a part of vertebral column. So you can see this is the notochord and it form the vertebral column which help in the movement also. So now we will discuss about vertebrates. Vertebrates are divided into 5 classes, that are Pisces, Amphibia, reptiles, and the aves and mammalia. So Pisces consist of all the fish. Amphibia means the amphibians which can live on land as well as in water. So amphibia are the animals which live both on land and in water. Third one is the reptilia. They consist of the reptiles. Reptiles are the animals which can crawl or creep. Fourth one is the aves. All the birds come under this class. And fifth one is the mammalia. Mostly all the animals, pet animals, farm animals, wild animals, human beings all come under the class mammalia. Now we will discuss about each class one by one. First one is the Pisces. All the fish come under this class. And students, when we are going to discuss about the characteristic of each class, we should at least remember one example, so that by thinking about that example we can give the characteristic. For example, fish. You all have seen the fish. Those who are non-vegetarian, they have eaten also. They know that fish may have a bony skeleton, such as in trouts and carps. Generally they are eaten as a food, or a cartilaginous skeleton, means they have the cartilage as the soft tissues, as they are present in the sharks. Fishes have the streamlined body which help them to swim in the swim in the water. Third, fish have body covered with the scales. So fish have the scales on their body. Fish generally breathe through gills as they live in the water, so they utilize the dissolved oxygen from the water. Examples are written in your book also: trout, sharks, seahorses, and rayfish. Most of the fish lay eggs. Exceptional cases are there. Some give birth to their young ones also. 6 fish are the cold-blooded animals. Students, there are 2 types of animals, cold-blooded and the warm-blooded. The cold-blooded animals means they can adjust their temperature according to the temperature of the surrounding. For example, if fish live in the water which is warm, they adjust according to the warm temperature. If fish live in the cold water, they can adjust themselves to the cold water. That's why they are known as the cold-blooded animals. So these are the basic characteristics of the fish or the Pisces. Second class is the amphibia. Amphibia, amphi means both. So amphibians or the amphibia are the animals which can live both on land and in water. They generally spend their early life in water, but when they attain the maturity, they move towards the ground. For example, if we talk about the frogs or the toads, so you have seen the frogs and the toads lay their eggs in the water, and when they grow up, they become the larva. They have the tail. They respire through the gills as they live in the water, so they take in the dissolved oxygen from the water. When after the metamorphosis, means their tail cut off or shed, afterwards they move towards the ground and they start taking the pulmonary respiration, means respire through the lungs. So most of them can swim and lay egg in water. After maturity, they do not have tails and gills, but they breathe through the lungs. So first you can write, they can swim and lay in the water, eggs in the water. Then they breathe through their gills. They have the tails when they are in the water, but after maturity, they shed their tail and start using their skin and lungs for the respiration and the breathing process. And all amphibian had a naked slimy skin. If you have seen the frog, you must know that they have a slimy skin. Third category or the third class is the reptilia. Reptilis means to creep or crawl in Latin. So lizard, tortoise, turtles, crocodiles, alligators, snakes all come under the reptiles. Their body covered with the scale. You can see here also their body is covered with the scales. Reptile may be aquatic or terrestrial. Aquatic means they can live in water or they can live on the land. Terrestrial means land. But all breathe through their lungs. Even though if they live in aquatic or water, they can breathe through the lungs. For example, crocodile live in water also, but again they are breathe through their lungs. Reptiles that have limbs such as lizard walk or swims, while snake use the large scales under the body to crawl along the ground. So they can have the scales, limbs, and they can easily crawl in the ground. Now, most reptiles lay eggs. So generally, in some exceptional cases are there, they give birth also, but mostly they give lay the eggs. Reptiles too are cold-blooded. So among Pisces are also cold-blooded. Amphibia are also cold-blooded, and reptiles are also cold-blooded. Means they can adjust their body temperature according to the atmosphere or the surroundings. Fourth one are the aves. So all the birds fall under this category, and basic characters are birds are warm-blooded. Means their body maintain a particular temperature. After birth, they cannot adjust according to the temperature. For example, if it is very hot, they may die also. If it is very cold, then also they may die, because their body cannot tolerate the temperature which is already maintained. Afterwards, if temperature decreases or increases, they may harm the birds. Next characteristics, their body is covered with feathers. You have seen the birds, mostly all the birds have feathers. They have wings instead of forelimbs. For amphibians, we have seen they have the limbs. But in birds, instead of forelimbs, they have the wings. They can fly. Most of the birds can fly. They can walk also. Some flightless birds are also like emu, penguin, ostriches. Birds that swim have the webbed feet, like in you can see in the ducks also. Birds have air cavity in their bones. Air cavity means they have the hollow bones. Means their bones are hollow, so that their body weight is less and they can easily fly. Bird lay eggs and care of their young one until they able to feed themselves. And fifth class is the mammalia. All the animals I already told you come under this category. What are the mammals? They are the warm-blooded. Means they can adjust up to some particular temperature. Exceptional cases is there. One, platypus. They are the cold-blooded. Means they adjust their body temperature. So dolphin is also a mammal. Platypus is also a mammal. Even though dolphin live in the water, but it belongs to the mammalia. All mammals have hair on their body. This is a basic characteristics of mammals. Means they have the hairs on their body. Most mammals have their external ears and nose, and they have all other vertebrates have only one opening for the ear and nose. Mammals breathe through their lungs. Even aquatic mammals, dolphins, porpoises, seals and whales used to surface in order to breathe. So these are the basic characters. Once again we will discuss the kingdom Animalia. Previously we have discussed about the Plantae. Now this is the fifth kingdom, Animalia. Animalia is divided into invertebrates, means they do not have the notochord or the backbone, and vertebrates. In invertebrates, we have studied about phylum Porifera, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Annelida, phylum Mollusca, phylum Echinodermata, phylum Arthropoda, phylum Nematoda, and the phylum Cnidaria. Means invertebrate, 8 invertebrates are here. And in vertebrates, we have the chordata, means which have the notochord. They are divided into 5 classes: Pisces, Amphibia, Reptiles or Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. So students, you should at least learn 3 characteristics of each class or the phylum.